Hello, this is Clint from the Farmer's Grove, and I am trying an experiment which may be an absolute total failure, but so far I like the way it's looking a little bit. Now I'm out in the middle of about a 7-acre pasture that is really grown up, which I'm going to show you what this is like. I'm sitting in a Jeep right now that's got a lift kit on it. So we're looking at blackberries that are about 6 to 7, some are 8 feet tall, and it's grown up. I could bush hog it, but then it seems like the little fairies that come by and steal all of your organic matter from you. I didn't like that idea. I was talking with a friend of mine from Chip, which we'll be doing a lot of videos on when this happens. We came up with a design for the Jeep, because I don't have a tractor, that I can pull, and it'll be a cover crop crimper, which is a big roller with blades on it. So when you have all this biomass out here, which like right now, there's no reason for me to go plant a cover crop out here except maybe for some nitrogen fixing like clover. I've got all the biomass and all the goodness of all the weeds out here, but I need to figure out a way to get it on the ground where I don't lose it like you would in a bush hog. Now you could come out and use like hay where you lay it down, but there again, for me to do that here, it's gonna be very expensive. I like the idea of the cover crop crimper because it doesn't cost anything. Once it's built, there's not going to be hardly any maintenance on it. It doesn't run off of any type of fuel. I can pull it behind the Jeep. I can let it a lot of biomass grow. I could plant all this in sweet corn, then put all of that biomass straight to the ground. You know, it's just a really cool thing. But all these blackberries that you see, I've got a complete total coverage of the ground of biomass. Now, what I've learned from doing this already is they don't die. I'm not killing the blackberries, and I'm okay with that, because I do want to start putting cover crops out here with vetch and clovers and beans and stuff like that. We have very poor soil. That's part of the regenerative part of us building up our soil, so when we have our tree system down here, it's rocking and rolling pretty good. But I've got kind of a redneck tool version of what I'm rolling this stuff with right now, which I'll show you. This is very complex machinery that we have here. 2 telephone poles that are about 8 feet long. One's bigger than the other. I've got them chained together. I've got it coming back from over to the hitch of the Jeep. And I'm just taking off down through there, and I'm putting all of this organic material down. Now, when you look at this, get my hand in here, this material right now, it's got a complete covering on it that's going to completely get rid of the grass, and that's what I'm looking for right now more than anything. And the reason for that is when I come through here in the fall, and I'm going to put my tillage radishes out, and I'm going to put my vetch out, and I'm going to put my clovers out. That way they'll be able to not have to fight the sod so much. If I leave it just grass, I'm not going to have the best time. But by having these blackberries and all these weeds on the ground like this, it's going to retard that grass. Plus I've got a mulch covering over the ground. It's going to be shaded, so the ground's going to be cooler. The activity of the soil bugs are going to be happier. And then I will do this again. Once I overseed this, then I'll run over this again when it starts turning brown. But by then, hopefully I've got my actual crimper here that I'll be able to kill the plants as I'll go over them and feed the soil at even a faster rate. So this is kind of a low-tech way to get biomass on the ground, to retard grass, to be able to start putting crops in, so I'm not fighting the grass so much when I'm putting my tree systems in. And if I had my chickens out here, when we start putting chickens, you know good and well, if you were to drop this kind of biomass for some chickens, they would be in absolute hog heaven, shredding all this up, fertilizing the land for you. They would love it. You put a chicken in something like that over there in front of the Jeep, they're not going to like that so much. But I can come out, let the biomass come, I can crush it, I can cut it up, I can, you know, basically terminate it, and then let the chickens do their thing even quicker than what I'll be doing right now. But that's what's going on at the Farmer's Grove. Hope this somewhat makes some kind of sense about what I'm doing. Total experiment. I'm not saying you should do it, but we'll see how it works.